Welcome back to Vivid Jack Gaming, where today we're having a little bit more fun with some Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms. Like in a couple previous videos, we're going to have a little duel with these guys. We have the Planeswalkers versus the Mind Flayers versus the Dragons. Let's see who comes on top. So to win the duel, you have to end up having the best pack overall. So, we'll see what the Planeswalkers bring to the game. Starting with the art card. It's a Mountain by Sarah Figgin. It's 59 out of 81. Quite fitting because we also got the Mountain as a foiling. Art card, Mountain. Seems like they have on their matching game. Null Hunter with the fancy art costs us 1 and a green for a null. It has pack tactics. Whenever it attacks, if you attacked with creatures with a total power of 6 or greater, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. It's a 2/2 body. Dwarf Hold Champion costs us 1 and a white for a Dwarf Warrior. As long as it's equipped, it gets a +0/+2. It's a 3/1 body. We got a little bit of leather armor action. Costs us 1, and it's an equipment. An equipped creature gets +1, and the equipped creature gets +0/+1 and has ward 1. Equip costs us 0. Activate only once each turn. Activate only once each turn. Interesting. That would help out with that little champion that we just opened up. You have a Great Axe that costs us 1. And creature gets +4/+0. Equip costs us 5. It's a little steep. And we got some Burning Hands action. Costs us 1 and a red for an instant. It's also an uncommon. Burning Hands deals 2 damage to a target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is green, Burning Hand does 6 damage instead. Next uncommon is Chaos Channeler. Costs us 2 red and 2 for a human shaman. Has Wild Magic Surge. Whenever a Chaos Channeler attacks, roll a d20. 1 through 9, we get to exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. 10 through 19, exile the top 2 cards of your library, and you may play them this turn. And then if we roll a 20, we get to exile the top 3 cards of our library, and we may play them this turn. Has a 4/3 body. Iron Golem, which is another uncommon, costs us 4 for a golem. Has Vigilance. Iron Golem attacks or blocks each combat if able. It's a 5/3 body. Price of Loyalty costs us 2 and a red for a sorcery. Gain control of a target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. If mana spent from the treasure was spent on to cast this spell, that creature gets a +2/+0 until end of turn. Westgate Regent costs us 3 and 2 black for a vampire. It has flying, and it would have ward. Discard a card. So whenever this creature becomes a target of spells or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player discards a card. Whenever Westgate Regent deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters. It has a 4/4. That was a rare, and now another rare. We have an Adult Gold Dragon. Costs us a red, a white, and 3 for a dragon. Flying, lifelink, and haste. It's a 4/3 body. Then our foil is a Hoarding Ogre. Costs us 3 and a red for an ogre. Whenever it attacks, we get to roll a d20. 1 through 9, we get to create a treasure token. 10 through 19, we get to create 2 treasure tokens. And 20, we get to create 3 treasure tokens. It's a 3/3 body. And the last card is a spider. Has minutes in reach, and it's a token. It's not bad. It's a little bit more of a mess side for the Planeswalkers. But since it's our first pack that we opened, they're in the lead. Now let's jump over and see what the Mind Flayers bring. Looks like we got one of those little token cards that you can end up using in the D&D campaign. So this is a Drizzler. It's a large monstrosity, a challenge rating of 6. There's the bigger art for you. And then we're going to have an island that we're going to get. Our fancy art is a Channeling Skeleton. Costs us 3 and a black. For a skeleton, when Channeling Skeleton dies, venture into the dungeon. It's a 4/3 body. Then we have our Armor Veteran. That costs us 1 and a red for an Orc Warrior. As long as an Armor Veteran is equipped, it gets Menace. It's a 2/2 body. Man, talk about equipping. Here's something we could equip it with. We got the Boots of Speed. Costs us 1 red and equipment. Equipped creature gets a +1/+0 and has haste. Costs us 1 to equip. Want to get a little bit more offensive? It looks like we got a Dueling Rapier. Costs us 1 red and an equipment. Has flash. When Dueling Rapier enters the battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has an equip cost of 4 for it. So the first equip is free, the next one costs us 4. A little steep in the end, but if we're all aggro, we're all in. We always can cast Magic Missile. Costs us 1 and 2 red. It's a sorcery. This spell can't be countered. And then it deals 3 damage divided however we choose. It's 1 target, 2 targets, or 3. Wizard class makes it so you have no maximum hand size, and then we can end up making it up to level 2 for a blue and 2. When this class becomes level 2, draw 2 cards. Or it could bring it up to level 3 after we bring it up to level 2 for a cost of 1 blue and 4. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control. It's an uncommon. So is Magic Missile. Coming with another uncommon is Sudden Insight. Costs us 4 and 2 blue. It's an instant. Draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents in your graveyard. Spellslinger deck, anyone? You see a guard approach. It costs us 1 blue. It's an instant. Choose 1. Distract the guard. Tap a target creature. Hide. Target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. Hexproof is because they can't end up targeting your stuff, but you can end up doing stuff with it. And then we got a Gloomstalker that costs us 2 and a white for a Dwarf Ranger. As long as you completed a dungeon, it gains double strike. Has a 2/3 body. True Polymorph costs us 4 and 2 blue for an instant. It's a rare in the pack. Target artifact or creature becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature. Oh man, that little flavor text may be a little too late convincing. Maybe a little too convincing. Mordoxion's Polymorph is the foil out of the pack. Costs a blue and 1 for an instant. Until end of turn, target creature becomes a dragon with a base toughness, power and toughness of 4/4 and gains flying. You got an advertisement for a Sacred Lair, but we'll flip it over on the other side, and it's a treasure token. Oh man, I feel like we're at a draw right now. I don't know who's winning between these guys. Hopefully the Dragons make it a clear-cut win. Talking about Dragons, let's see what they bring to the game. Art card. That's True Polymorph by Steve Prescott. It's number 43 out of 81. An Island. Baleful Beholder costs 4 and 2 black. It's a Beholder. And when Baleful Beholder enters the battlefield, we get to choose one. Anti-Magic Cone. Each opponent it sacrifices an enchantment. Fear Ray. Creatures you control gain menace until end of turn. Has a 6/5 body. That's our little fancy art. And then we have a Herald of Haldar. Costs 4 and a black for a human warlock. We have the Circle of Death. Pay a 5 and a black and roll a d20. 1 through 9, each opponent loses 2 life. 10 through 19, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Then if we roll a 20, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And create 2 treasure tokens. It's a 4/4 body. Dawnbringer Cleric costs 1 and a white for a human cleric. When Dawnbringer Cleric enters the battlefield, choose one. Cure Wounds. You'll gain 2 life. Dispel Magic. Destroy a target enchantment. Gentle Repose. Exile a target card from a graveyard. Has a 1/3 body. We have a Priest of Ancient Lore. Costs 2 and a white for a Dwarf Cleric. When it enters the battlefield, we get to gain 1 life and draw a card. Tiger Tribe Hunter. Costs 3 and 2 red for a human barbarian. It's also an uncommon. Has trample and has this thing called Pack Tactics. Whenever it attacks, if you attack with a creature's total power of 6 or greater, this combat you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, the Tiger Tribe Hunter deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to a target creature. It has a 4/4 body. Hunter's Mark costs a green and 3. It's an instant. This spell costs 3 less if it targets a blue permanent you don't control. This spell can't be countered. The target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It deals combat damage equal to its power to a creature or planeswalker you don't control. Blue Dragon costs 5 and 2 blue for a dragon. Flying, Lightning Breath. When it enters the battlefield, until your next turn, target creature the opponent controls gets -3, -0. Another creature gets -2, -0. And one other creature can get -1, -0. Circle of the Moon costs a green and 2 for a human elf druid. It has bear form. As long as it's your turn, Circle of the Moon druid is a bear with a base power and toughness of a 4/2. Has a 2/4 power and toughness base. Bruno Battlehammer costs 2 and a red and a white for a Dwarf Warrior, which is a legendary creature. Each creature you control gets a +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. You may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost of the first equip ability you activate this turn. It has a 5/3 power and toughness. And then we got Volo, Guide to the Monsters, costs 2, a blue and a green. It's a human wizard. Whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, copy that spell. It's a 3/2 body. We have a Dungeon of the Mad Mage that lets us end up actually going through the dungeon. And then we have a Goblin token on the other side. Our foil is Brazen Dwarf. Costs us 1 and a red. For a Dwarf Shaman, whenever you roll 1 or more dice, Brazen Dwarf deals 1 damage to each opponent. Alright. So, I have to say the Dragons ended up taking it because the most interesting card is Bolo, Guide to the Monsters, but another side pick wouldn't be too bad with Bruno the Battle Hammer. Both seem like solid cards to me. So those were the packs. Who do you think won? The Planeswalkers, the Mind Flayers, or do you think the Dragons won? Put it down in the comments down below. I'd also like to thank you for coming in and watching over the video. And if you're liking the content that we're putting, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to be notified about any of our future content. Until next time, we'll see you later.